Hello guys, how are you all doing? I'm sure you are all doing good. There's something I want us to talk about, or should I say something I have for us today. It's not it doesn't have to do with anything about teaching anything about spiritual works, but somehow it's still connected with spiritual works. You know, whenever we talk about all these spiritual works, we talk or we teach it and make it seem so easy. It appears so easy, okay? And so many people, when they follow our teachings and do what we ask them to do, they'll get results. Majority of them, they'll get the results that they want to get. But there is something else I want to let us know. For those of us who are called, who are spiritually called, it's not that easy for us. It's not that easy, especially when you are battling with a very serious case. Okay, this spiritual works is not just all about teaching the public what they are supposed to know or what they are supposed to do to make lives better for them. There are times when we will receive instructions from God on what to do for somebody. Now, when you get that instruction, that is when you will need to pray very well. That is when you will have to be serious with that spiritual works, because most times when we get that instruction from God, it is always a very serious case. Yes, it's a very serious case that person is not going to do that to liberate himself or herself. It's not something anybody can just do to liberate himself or herself or to make life better for himself or herself. It is something that has to do with a spiritualist who is truly called. Okay, why I'm making this video is today I look so bright, so okay, but that, you know, it wasn't the way. How do I put this? I wasn't like this some days ago. I just got an instruction after prayer on a Sunday morning on what to do, okay, for somebody, which is all about using the soap that I make, the spiritual solution soap, which normally that is what I do. Okay, when you pay for that soap, then I will use your name and pray over that soap before I send that soap to you. But in this particular case, someone's name was mentioned to me and asked me to get the soap, pray for that person, send the soap to that person, so that once the person starts using the soap, God will now start manifesting in that person's life. So I got that instruction in the morning, on a Sunday morning, and I said, okay, that I will want to do it at night, okay, when I won't be disturbed by anything. Now, before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I started feeling like someone who was beaten by, 100 men. You know, my whole body started aching. It looks as if I was beaten with a rod all over my body. I was in the kitchen and I told my son that I am not feeling okay. Fever just, engulfed me. I was shaking, I was trembling. And I know when someone hears this, person will say, are you sure it's not malaria? No, I treated malaria that's some days before that Sunday. I went to hospital. I treated the malaria. My doctor treated the malaria, and I had some tests, okay, which he treated other things. So I was fully okay. I wasn't feeling feverish. There was no sign of fever, nothing, and it just started. So when I started feeling that way, when I started having that fever, by night I couldn't even lift up my hands to pray, not to talk of doing anything. So what I did was, before I went to bed, I took that soap, one of it, and I told God that in as much as I am the one producing this soap, and I've been using this soap every day of my life, for all this while that I've been doing all these things, I've been using this soap on a daily basis. I told God that this time around, I want you to prove to me that you are actually blessing this soap for people. I want to experience that miracle which people has been experiencing. I told him that I'm going to bathe with this soap this night. And after bathing, by tomorrow morning, the miracle I am expecting is that I will be okay. So I took my bath, I went to bed, and throughout that night, I had this severe fever throughout the night. But by morning, Exactly that miracle that I asked for. By morning, I was the first person to get up. I got up that Monday morning. I took my bed, went straight to my altar, and started praying. I started with that soap that I was asked to pray for that person. I prayed and I called on God to perform what He has to perform for that person. And that was how this fever left me. So when I called the person to tell the person what happened, the person wasn't, shocked. What the person told me was that he knew that something, has been holding him down, and that he knew that the forces holding him down is much. And so I know that it was that forces that has been after that person that came to attack me, okay, to prevent me from praying over the soap so that the person will not be freed. But then, I am just a mere mortal, a human being. I have no power of my own. I depend totally on the Holy Spirit of God. And the Holy Spirit did not disappoint me. So after that prayer, the next day I prayed over the soap, and I have delivered the soap to the person. So I'm just waiting for the person to call me maybe in 2 days' time to tell me that he has received the soap. So the reason why I'm making this video is that all these spiritual words that we teach, sometimes we make them appear so easy. We make them sound so easy. And when people practice it, God answers them, okay? And they will see that result and nothing will happen to them. But we, those of us who were called, when you are asked to do something, when you receive that instruction straight from God to do something for somebody, it is not as easy as you think it is. You will fight with that devil face to face, one-on-one. But with God on our side, that God that has called us, you must surely win that battle. So I am so grateful to God that I won the battle. As you can see, I am fully okay. There is no sign of fever at all. I am fully okay. All right. I am ready to do whatever, that I didn't do that day that I was sick. I've bounced back. All shame to the devil and all thanks to God. So, in case you are called and you haven't started answering your call, please, you better start it now. The earlier, the better. You will enjoy it. In as much as there is cross in it, but there is no crown without cross. Yes, for you to get that crown, you must carry that cross. But at the end of the day, you will be happy, you will enjoy, and you will give thanks to God. So, my name is Oge, and I'm glad to meet with us one more time to teach us on this. And in case you haven't subscribed to my channel, please, I would like you to do so that you will join us fully. This is the Spiritual Solution. So until next time, when I'm going to meet us all, I will have to leave us here. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.